everybody. I'm just waiting for more people to join us. I can see my team member, Valerie. Hello, Shares. All right, we're just going to give this one more minute and we are ready to go. Hello Ayatandwa, hello Yolanda, KB, hello. hello. All right, I see your messages coming in. Okay, right. Okay, I think we've got a good number of people. And I started exactly 2 minutes, right? Hope everyone is well. Well, good afternoon, good evening, good day, everybody. All right. So I just want to say hello to everyone and thank you for joining us on our live. Yeah, welcome to the support group. Oh, this is Nangam. So hello. hello everybody. Really, it is a pleasure for me to be with you guys once again. Sure. Yeah. They say please fix your mic, sir. Am I not audible? Okay, I hope that I am audible. Awongiwe says, fix your microphone, sir. All right, I'm not sure, am I audible? I'd like to know if everyone can hear me. Yes, you're not audible enough. Okay, I'm not sure if that is sorted. If I can just get an indication from one of my team members if I'm audible enough. Shares, if you can just send a message privately. All right, she says sound is not good. Okay, I'm not sure how to fix that. Perhaps the best thing would be for me to come closer. I'm not sure how to really fix that. At the moment, the screeching sound is hurting our ears. Oh my goodness, I'm not really sure how to fix that up. Okay. Honestly speaking, there's nothing on my side. I have tried to remove, I don't know if it's the background noise perhaps. So it really is settings, malume. Okay. Right, so shift your phone, it's not the background noise. So let's see if this makes a difference. Okay, I'm just going to try and, oh guys, I would love for you to hear me. The last thing we want is for us to continue and not be audible. Okay. Yeah, I'm using an iPad, Shares. Okay, all right. Okay, just give me a second, guys. I just want to sort something out just now. I will be back just now. I just need to sort out something. Perhaps it might be the other device that's connected. Okay. I will try this. Just give me a second. I don't have my phone with me, so let me check. Yeah, I'm trying to, because when you log into the live from my phone, no, but it's not. So I don't know how else to sort it out here. It is near me. Okay, alright. Okay, sure. Alright, sure. All right, so apologies guys, I'm trying to move the devices that are here. Perhaps they may be the source for the background noise. I do apologize. We seem to be having some technical issues in terms of sound. So I'm hoping that the adjustments that I'm making will make a difference. Okay, please bear with Malume, guys. Thank you so much, Valerie. Yeah, all right. I think I'm just going to continue. Nonetheless, I'm hoping that I am audible. If you can, please just give me an indication if I'm audible enough. I've tried to remove the devices. Nelisiwe says it's better. Okay, thank you for that feedback. All right, it could have been perhaps the fan from my laptop because I needed to read the comments, but I will get it closer a little bit later. Thank you so much. I will also try to, is it Miniam? Minisam said we can hear you loud and clear. All right, thank you. Yes, good day everybody, and thank you so much for joining us on this live streaming. Okay, and I want to talk to those of you that may be upgrading this year. You know, I know that perhaps it might have been, it's really been quite a year for you, and perhaps there are some things that you could have gone through this year that disturbed you along the way, but let's talk, you know. I really wanted to make this live exclusively for you because, you know, let's tell the truth. No one really takes care of people that may be upgrading. And that's why we always try our best to have information, you know, just to give you as much information as possible. So I'm hoping that this live will be really beneficial to you. All right, and let's get right into it. I'm hoping you are feeling the exam pressure. Well, not really that I'm hoping that you're feeling the exam pressure, but that you are adjusting yourselves accordingly so that you are prepared as much as possible for the exam. Now, I wanted today to talk about a couple of things, particularly pertaining to exams for those of you that are upgrading. Now, the thing about it is that whilst you were at high school, you know, there's really efforts that are made to try and train you what's going to happen in terms of exams. But what I've often realized is that for those of us that may be upgrading, we don't tend to get that information in time, and we never really know. In this case, some of you might arrive at the wrong venue and so on. So I wanted today to talk to exactly those of you that are upgrading. Of course, this will also be beneficial for those of you that are, you know, in full-time in matric full-time. All the information that I will actually state is actually relevant for everybody. Now, the first thing that I wanted to say regarding the exams, right? Exams will be starting in a few days' time. And, you know, it's important for us to get ourselves ready. But the first thing I want you to know is you must check which venue you are writing at. right? Now, some of you may have registered for the second chance matric program. Some of you may have, registered directly at an exam center, and it might be easier for those of you that are doing that. Some of you perhaps may have written in May and June and perhaps have been, or rather reapplied to then write in November. So what I want to say to you, particularly for the latter group, those of you that may have written in May and June, right, and therefore registered to write in November, you might not be writing at the exact same venue that you wrote in June. So please make it a point that you go to the, either to your district or to where you got registered. Please check where you are supposed to write. Guys, I've often seen people arriving at an exam venue only to find later that they actually got to the wrong venue. And remember, by that time it's too late, because if you are at the wrong exam venue and you find that the other venue is perhaps several kilometers away or quite a distance away, it's too late for you to make an adjustment and still be able to arrive at the exam venue on time. And what it does is that it will affect how you perform for that particular exam. So before exams start, right, I would then say to you, please be proactive, right? Go and check which exam venue you are supposed to write at. Okay, that is number one. Number two, please collect your exam schedule, otherwise called your exam timetable, right? It is important. Remember the two documents that are really core when it comes to your exam. Your proof of identity, so which means your ID book. You need some form of identification. Now, some of you have asked me, what happens if I lost my ID? Please go and make an affidavit at the police station so that they can issue you with a temporary form of identification. So what you will do is that you will use that affidavit, all right, at the police station. You will take it to your invigilators, and your invigilators are trained, they know what to do. But please, if you know that you have that condition or those circumstances apply to you, please make sure that you arrive at the exam venue early enough so that they can make provision to you, all right, and give you some form of identification that you will use throughout the examination. Okay, there are also some documents that you need to fill so that you make sure that your identification is in check, everything is correct. Now, the third thing that I wanted to emphasize, I know whilst this might seem very obvious, right? Arrive at the exam venue on time, okay? So what is a tendency is that, most of the exams start at 9 o'clock. Some of them actually start at 2 o'clock, right? So please make it a point that you check when your exam starts. Now, what is a typical arrival time? So the rules of the exam say you must arrive at the exam venue, or rather you get seated, right, 1 hour before the exam starts. So that's a good time for you to be able to go through all that you need to, the preparations. They would give you, your documents. They would check, verify your documentation, and so on. So, guys, I think the last thing that you want to do is get there late and only to be blocked at the door, because they will only allow you once the examination starts. So the rule is, please arrive at the exam venue on time. And what is on time? It is 1 hour before the exam starts. So that means that if you're writing at 9 o'clock, you need to now start, not arrive at 8, but in this case, arrive earlier than 8 o'clock, right? So that you now get seated at 8 o'clock. So that's very important. Now, here's another question that I often get. I often receive questions about, SPAs, right? That is your case mark, your continuous assessment, right? So SPAs, remember, that apply for the 5-year term, or for 5 years in this case. So if you are upgrading, for instance, and you wrote, let's say in 2020, your SPA still is applicable. Now guys, I want to talk to you exactly about that. I want to pause a little bit and talk about that. Remember that when it comes to SPAs, very important, do not concern yourself with things that you cannot change, right? Your SPA is set. You can't change that now. So what do you need to do? Focus on the exam that you are writing currently. You can't change your SPA mark. So to stress about it at this stage is really futile. It's not something that you can change at this stage. So don't worry yourself about things that you don't have control over. So let's put the SPA aside, forget about it. Just focus on the exam that you are supposed to write. I hope that's clear, right? So for those of you who might be concerned whether the SPA mark is low or whatever the case may be, please, in this case, that's not something that you need to concern yourself with, right? And now to the next point, okay, which is number 6, I think. So number 5 was your SPA mark. So number 6, right, note that you will write the very same exam as the matric class of 2024. So what does that mean? It means that, guys, you need to follow the exact same timetable that is provided by the Department of Basic Education, that is for the matric class of 2024. So when they are writing maths, you are writing maths if you are upgrading, and you are writing exactly the same paper. All right? So there's no different exam for those who are upgrading versus those who are in matric full time. So please, the content is the same, and that is why for those of you that are in matric and those of you that are upgrading, you are writing the same content, and as a result, that's why you can refer to my videos on YouTube, just to ensure that you get yourselves ready for the exam. All right. Now, number 7, I wanted to say to you, please be proactive, right? If you haven't fetched your exam timetable, or there's no communication around your exams, perhaps the exam center hasn't sent you anything as yet, please don't wait until they do, okay? It's important for you to be proactive. Remember, at the end of the day, you are the one that's writing the exam. So it's important for you to go. If you haven't received your timetable as yet, if you are unsure about several things, visit your exam center, all right, the place where you will be writing exams, and ensure that you get all the information that you require. So I would advise that you please do so before the day of the exam. You know, the last thing that you want to do is to be finding information about that exam center on the day of the exam, and there's really not much that you can do. Okay, so please be proactive. Okay, take the step. I know that you might be scared, you might be, some of you, perhaps the last time that you visited the center was when you registered, you know. There's absolutely nothing wrong. You need to verify that your registration is correct. You need to make sure that all the subjects that you are registered for reflect on your exam schedule. You need to also ensure that your exam center number reflects correctly, and also your examination number is actually correct. Now, I cannot emphasize this enough. Guys, I will repeat it again. It bears repeating. So the last thing that I want to say, please, please guys, arrive on time, okay? Now, you know, there are instances where, you know, they would allow you to get into the exam venue late, but it differs from center to center. Some centers, apply a zero tolerance approach, but the rules are that, they can still allow you within an hour, the first hour of the exam. But guys, that's the last thing that you want to do. For you to arrive, when the exam has started, because what it does is that it heightens your anxiety. Now, what's the reason for you to arrive on time? Remember, then you can benefit from the 10-minute rule, because 10 minutes before the exam starts, they will give you that reading time. Right, I know that during the reading time, you are not allowed to write anything, right? But what it does is that then it prepares you for what you are to expect in the exam. So you can kind of look at that time as preparation time. You read through, you then strategize which question you're going to start with. Remember, on last week's live, I did say to you, you always want to start on the question that you feel more confident in, right? So as a result, it's more important that you always make sure that you've got a strategy towards that exam, right? And honestly speaking, guys, there's really not much to it, right? Please visit that center. Please make sure that you arrive on time for your exam. And so what I want to do right now is I want to look at your questions. There were some questions that were sent prior. I'm going to start with those questions. However, what I've done is, in me making this live, I've already kind of touched on those questions. The first question said, touched on SBAs. I did speak to that in terms of the SBAs. So I did say, please don't worry yourself too much about that. It is quite important. However, now the next question says, hi, do universities receive our upgraded results automatically, or should we combine them and send? Now let me speak to this, particularly for those of you that are upgrading. So remember that the university only receives exams once, right? Your exam results once. That is after you finish your mainstream metric year, right? So what happens is, so for those of you that are upgrading, I would strongly recommend that when you receive your results, right, please proactively, right, either visit your university or write to them or email your results to the faculty that you registered in. So for instance, if you registered for, if you applied rather for engineering, right, please make sure that you submit your results, right, your updated upgrading results to the faculty that you registered into, right, to the engineering faculty. Okay, so some universities might allow walk-ins, some might not, so please do find out. And guys, you know, what I don't like at times is that you guys just wait till the beginning of the year. In fact, you wait until, you know, registrations at universities start, and then we get a flood of messages, we get a flood of messages about, whether exams, should you submit your results, or whether are they going to receive the results. So please be proactive. I would say to you, start now, start communicating with your faculty, find out what is the process that is applicable to that university, so that come 2025, you're good and proper, your results, you know how to submit your results, you know when results need to be submitted. Right, so please, now on the issue of combination of results, remember, some, if you got a bachelor pass, it may not be possible to combine the results, okay? So what you will then do, it means that wherever you go, and this is what I do, guys, when I used to apply for a job or whatever it is, a bursary, and when I applied for university, what I used to do is, you just attach both of your statements or your certificates. In fact, let me say statements. And remember, what they do is they will always consider the highest result from that. So for those of you who might be anxious this year and say, yeah, but what if my results drop, right? And I hope they don't, because you've been using my content, and so you should be okay, right? But if your results should drop this year, then it means that your the highest result, okay, will be the one that is applicable. So if it is that your, last year you got 65%, let's say in maths, and you rewrite this year and you get 50%. So of course, which result is applicable? The highest one, right? But if you rewrite this year and you get 75%, then we are going to consider the 75%. So you don't need to worry too much about that. However, I do hope that you prepared enough for you guys to be able to do well. Right, so on the combination, but for those of you that are able to combine your results, there is a fee attached to that, right? You do not, you can either go to the district or you can go to the education department offices, right? That are closest to you, and that is where they are going to help you with the combination of results. Now, please remember that there is a fee to that. It's not free. So you just need to make sure that you do that on time. However, if you're applying at university, there is absolutely nothing wrong with taking both statements. Of course, when you convert into PDF, you make them into one document. You scan both of them and make one PDF document for your matric results. So that shouldn't really be too much of an issue. Right, now on the next question, can we apply for bursaries if we are upgrading our matric, that is for next year? Guys, remember, upgrading is not a disease, okay? Right, this is how I was able to study as well at university, because remember, I had to upgrade as well. So what I will ask you to do is, please do not wait. I think most bursaries might be closed, I think by now, but for those that are still open for applications, please do apply for NSFAS as well, right? It's very important for you to do so. Now, what I will ask you to do is please indicate on your application your current activities, right? Indicate that you are upgrading this year, right? And that you are still waiting for the results next year. And usually when you are applying for bursaries, there is, you need to submit a motivation. And guys, I've always considered upgrading as a sign of resilience. It's not something that's to be frowned upon and looked down upon. It's really a sign that someone is willing to take a second chance. And so for me, it's really a remarkable story. It's not something that I see as a mark of shame or whatever the case is. I've told you guys time and again that this is the same process that I've had to follow, and I know many other people that have had to do the same. So please, if you are upgrading this year, it's nothing to be shameful of. When you write to bursaries, let them know that, as a comeback, it's a great comeback story. As a comeback, I consider to upgrade. Instead of wallowing in my failures or whatever the case may be, I took the initiative to rewrite my matric, and these are my results. So please do make that, turn that story into a positive story. Right, now on the next question, it says, someone in the comments says, vets only accept first upgrade result. Does this mean that if someone is upgrading for the second time, that upgraded results won't be accepted? Well, I honestly, this is the first time that I hear of this. I am, honestly speaking, guys, I don't think we need to create old wives' tales around upgrading, right? When you apply, just use the results that you've got. Let me tell you a story. I know of someone right now, and they've finished their studies, and they had to upgrade twice before they actually got the kind of results that they wanted. and there was absolutely no issues when they applied at university. There was absolutely nothing wrong. So honestly speaking, I don't think we need to create old wives' tales around the issue of upgrading. So please don't listen to stories that are out there. Apply with what you have, and just make sure that you get yourself into university next year. Right, and then the next question says, when do we get confirmation SMSs that we are writing in 1st November? As I did say to you, please be proactive. Don't wait till you get a confirmation SMS. If you know that you are registered, you registered to rewrite in November, please go to the either to the district where you applied, or secondly, you can go to the center where you know you registered to apply, right? And do get your exam schedule there. So very important that you do so before the start or before the day when you are supposed to write exams. If it is that on the day of the exam you still have not done so, I think it might be wise for you to arrive earlier so that you can sort out all the things that you need to sort out. However, I do encourage that you do so before the start date of the exam. So please make sure, do the right thing. Nah? All right. Now the next one says, Sir, can I move rather from level 5 from a previous statement to level 7 on a new statement? Guys, nothing is impossible. You know, I get these questions, and the reality is I can't answer this question for you, right? Only you can answer that question. And how can you answer that question? You know how well you've been working. You know how hard you've been working. So it's really important for you to ensure that you do the best you can. You apply yourself. I know of people that have been able to get level 7 that have upgraded. So yes, it is possible. Okay, right. So the next one says, Sir, do universities consider upgraders? When do we get our results in January? All right, so they will actually let us know, okay, when exams, or rather towards the end of the exams, they will tell us when results will be announced. So at the moment, we don't know when the announcement of results in January will be. However, what I do want you guys to consider, yes, please do know that there's absolutely, as I said, upgrading is not a disease. So yes, you will be considered. Okay, so definitely that is something that we need to look at. Okay, so here's another one, says, I haven't received an SMS. I've already spoken to that. I don't know about tomorrow. Anything that you can say? Okay, all right. I think it's still on the issue of the SMS, getting a confirmation SMS in terms of those results. So please, as I said to you, be proactive. Okay, right. And on the last one, before I go to your live questions, it says, hello, sir. I hope you are good. I wanted to ask if whether or not you know if my marks could possibly go down. Guys, come on, right? You know, honestly speaking, I think you guys at times, you know, score own goals. I mean, when you are asking such questions, for me, I think it's kind of giving lack of confidence, and you don't want to do that to yourself. Okay. Right. I understand there might be circumstances perhaps that are not of your own making, that perhaps may have prevented you from believing that you can do well this year, or whatever the case may be. And maybe for some of us, we just didn't apply ourselves enough. There's no way that I can be able to answer this question, right, adequately. You know your own circumstances. And what I want to say, guys, is, you know, it really, really, really does pay for you guys to apply yourselves, right? Make it a point that you prepare as hard as you possibly can. Guys, I've been trying all year long, to encourage you, to create content for you. And right now, here I am, having these live sessions with you, right? Leverage on the tools that you've got, leverage on all that you get. Try and work yourselves, to the bone as much as you possibly can. And really, I don't think this is the time for you to be asking questions, to discourage yourself, At the end of the day, guys, it is important that you start creating a positive atmosphere around yourself. Be with people that are going to speak positively into your life. Also surround yourself with people that are as determined as you are, right? Not people that are going to be telling you how upgrading doesn't work, And, for those of you that believe that it doesn't work, I can prove that it's actually, it's a myth, it's something that's not there. People, unfortunately, at times, tend to not apply themselves as they should, and as a result end up believing that upgrading doesn't work. Now guys, I want to go to your questions, right? I did have I wanted to join in here just to look at some of the questions that you've got. Okay, so I'm gonna go here. Yeah, I'm only going to look at questions that I can answer. I see we've got, Malume, can you clarify on how Umalusi calculates our final marks? Okay, this is from Mulukhadi. Mulukhadi, so what happens is that 25% goes to your SBA and 75% goes to your final exam, right? So it's important for you to ensure that for your SBA, that's why, if you have a healthy SBA, it helps you towards those final exams, all right? And please don't also create myths around it. As I said, the SBA is not something that's within your control. Perhaps, whilst the year was continuing, when you were writing exams and tests, there was something that you can do about it. But this time around, please ensure that you focus yourself on really what the real battle is, and that's to do well for the exam. All right, so on the next question, let's see. Right, do marks get deducted if your final mark is too high? Please guys, let's not create myths. Yonwabani, please, there is no such a thing, okay? They wouldn't penalize you, right? Now, on the other hand, I think we need to be also realistic about some of the things, right? There's no way that perhaps you get 25%. I'm just making an example, right? All year long, including in your prelims, and then all of a sudden, just skyrocket to get 85%. Of course, that would be a cause for concern, right? For any examiner, then, for any person that is marking, that's something to really be wary about, because it's giving, perhaps there's been some dishonesty there. And so what they do is, those are cases that they would actually investigate. But if it's found that there's been no malice or no untoward activity, of course, they wouldn't penalize you for that. Okay, the next question, how do we combine previous results with current ones? As I did say, that you go to your department and there's a fee that is applicable there, and you need to ensure that you know what that fee is. All right, I'm just trying as much as possible, guys. Let's see the next questions. All right, in case I'm upgrading, the subject failed in 2018. Okay, I'm not sure what this is in line with. Kamukhelo, I think there was a question you asked before. Wrote in June and failed, but never give up. All right, I like that, KB. That's a very good attitude. I really love that attitude. for me, it's important for you to never give up. But I'm going to talk to you about that just now. All right. Paris Nyoni says, I'm really scared, Malume. I feel like, I don't know, Shem. It feels like I want to give up sometimes. And I really want to speak to that, as I want to reach the conclusion of this live stream session. Right. Guys, exam anxiety is real, right? Exam anxiety is something that's there for all of us, whether it is that you are upgrading or you are writing matric for the very first time, or whether it is that you are well prepared. Exam stress and anxiety is something that is there, right? So there's nothing wrong with you if you're feeling anxious about it. There's nothing strange about you. However, you need to find ways of managing the anxiety. And that is why I always encourage, during the time when I do these, I'm going to do final preparation workshops, right? I'm going to tell you about those preparation workshops at the end, right? So what I do in those preparation workshops is that I will also give you sort of some small tests here and there to help you manage anxiety, okay? So not only will we go through content, but I will give you some tips and techniques on how to deal with anxiety. So I'll give you some short tests and then help you to manage those, so that by the time you get to the exam, you are able to deal with that adequately. I'll talk to that in just a moment now. So what I just wanted to say, guys, is please, I want you at this stage, if you feel that your anxiety levels are really difficult, to the point where they are not manageable, right? Usually they give a tip. They say to you, if you find that you're feeling so depressed, right? You are thinking, and guys, I really want to talk to this as well. If you're feeling so depressed that you kind of feel like you want to die, or you feel like, you can throw in the towel, and that lasts for a period of 2 weeks, I think there's a cause for concern, right? It's one thing to be stressed about exams, but if that prolongs for a period of 2 weeks and you find that it's so difficult to manage, that you are not able to study as you should, but you are so depressed all the time, then what I would advise is that you contact there are institutions that are able to help you manage stress and anxiety. I think one of them is called SADC, right? You can look at them. But I do have also people that we have on our contact list that can help you with managing stress and anxiety. And if it is that you really want to get in touch with us, I'm going to leave our contact details, right? Our contact details are 064 554 7199. And if there's anyone in my team, please just put that up on the chat, okay? We will try to make a pinned comment as well. So that's 064 554 7199. And please try to reach out to us. And if for those of you that also want to register for those preparation sessions as well, so let me just talk to that just now. The first one for Maths Paper 1, that will be from the 29th of October to the 30th of October. That is for Maths Paper 1, right? And the next one is on the 2nd to the 3rd of November. That's for Maths Paper 2. Okay. The next one is from the 6th to the 7th, right? That's for Physical Science Paper 1. That's physics, right? And the last one will be on the 9th and the 10th. That is for chemistry. In this case, that will be on the 9th and on the 10th. Okay. Right, we will put that up. Please also look at our community feed, right? We will put this up as well. And I did say that if you do want to apply, if you want to register, we'll put all the information that you require. You can check on our chat. Valerie is also putting that information up. Please do check that for us. And just finally, guys, I just wanted to close this live streaming out, with just a word of encouragement. I did say to you, these are the words that were given, during World War II, and it simply says that failure, or rather success, is not final, right? And it says failure is not fatal, but it is the ability to continue. It is the courage to continue that counts. I love that expression. I love that, about that. I want you guys to really strengthen yourself. I believe in prayer. I believe in God, and I'm not ashamed about that as well. And when circumstances become too difficult in life, I think sometimes the best thing to do is, to look towards Him and, ask for help, ask for direction. The Bible tells us that delight yourself in the Lord and He will grant you the desires of your heart. I know that you want to get somewhere in life. I know that you've got dreams and ambitions. And sometimes when life gets too overwhelming, the only place that we can run to is to God Himself. And so, as I said to you, if you're struggling, if you're having anxiety, if you're really finding that, life is really unbearable and difficult, please don't lose hope. Please don't lose hope. Right? For as long as there's breath in your lungs, there's hope. For as long as you are still alive today, there's still hope. Don't give in to that feeling, that sense of anxiety, to the point where you feel so disempowered. Something that I've observed about life is that life has got cycles. Sometimes you can be on a downturn in life, but it doesn't mean that you can't get up again. In the words of John Maxwell, he says, if you're going to fail at some point in life, and I can assure you, even the best of us fail at some point in life, but if you're going to fail forward. Find a way to use your failure as a stepping stone towards your success. As I said to you, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. But it is the courage to continue that counts. Thank you so much, guys. It's been a pleasure being with you. I do apologize for the glitches that we had at the beginning. I'm not sure if there are any other questions that I can look into. And by the way, for those of you that are writing IEB, we are still also looking into having those sessions. I will communicate it. Please look on our socials, okay? Please go to Mlungisi Nkosi _center on Instagram. You can look at Mlungisi Nkosi Center on Facebook. You can look at Mlungisi Nkosi Center as well on TikTok, as well as on our community feed right here. All of that we will put on the description of this video, and we will make sure also to save this live in case you want to refer to it again. Guys, it's been such a pleasure being with you. Thank you so much. And I want to wish you all of God's best when it comes to your exam. Please be encouraged, work hard, work smart, but also, keep a positive spirit about you. I love you guys. I hope that you will have a good day further. Sharp, sharp.